The truth will set you free, with Hector Melo.
Among the different kind of extraterrestrial beings that have come to visit Earth, there is one that have become very popular over the years. We're referring to the reptilians. We can find those in our arts, ancient texts, and even culture. Today, we're going to study deeply the extraterrestrial connection with reptilian beings. Stay tuned. But before we continue, don't forget to subscribe to The Truth Will Set You Free. Once you do that, now we are ready to proceed. According to many researchers, planet Earth has been visited by several extraterrestrial beings of different kinds. Nowadays, we have a certain classification for such visitors. We are going to focus our investigation towards intelligent beings with reptile features. But first, we are going to describe such beings in order to fit perfectly with this concept and its term. According to Cambridge Dictionary, reptilian, adjective, belonging to or like a reptile. Reptilian features as skin, eyes. According to Oxford Dictionary, reptilian, adjective, connected with or typical of reptiles or reptilian ancestors. Now we look into a common reptile definition. Reptiles are a group of tetrapods with usually ectothermic cold-blood metabolism and amniotic development. Types of reptiles are turtles, crocodiles, lizards, and snakes. According to the previous definition, a reptilian is a humanoid creature with reptilian features, either as a lizard, crocodile, or serpent. That is to say, a hybrid being resulted by mixing the genetic material of a humanoid and those of a reptile. Following, we are going to evaluate some reptilians described in ancient text. Remember that most of the content discussed on the Truth Will Set You Free channel are material taken from the book What Really Happened by Hector Melo. The same can be found by clicking on Hector Melo's book icon at the home page of this channel, or by clicking on the link found on the description of this video. What Really Happened recounts the secret history of humanity and reveals the true identity of the gods of antiquity. You may also find other books being written by this author, including his Anunnaki saga, Anunnaki the Creation, Anunnaki War of Gods, and Anunnaki the Rebellion. For these and more, please visit www.lulu.com. Now we read in the Bible, Book of Genesis, chapter 3, verse 1. The snake was more clever than all the wild animals the Lord God had made. He asked the woman, "Did God really say you must never eat the fruit of any tree in the garden?" The previous text shows evidence that confirms that since ancient times, reptiles, especially snakes, are seen as the villains of this film. This is ridiculous because it is as if someone said that all human beings on earth are ignorant and did not exist no one with wisdom. More surprising is something that has escaped from the hands of religious scholars and researchers. This is something very simple. Terrestrial snakes do not speak, but a humanoid reptile definitely can. We read again in the Bible, Book of Revelation, chapter 12, verse 9, as follows. The great dragon was hurled down, that ancient serpent called the devil, or Satan, who leads the whole world astray. He was hurled to the earth, and his angels with him. In the previous text, the mentioned reptilian being is considered to be the villain of the story. Many believers hate reptiles thanks to this religious dogma, as they present him as an enemy of terrestrial humanity, an enemy of the Jewish Christian God also. Some believe this refers to the devil, but in fact it refers to a reptilian. In another text from the Bible, we find the following. Book of Isaiah, chapter 27, verse 1. In that day the Lord, with his sword and great and strong sword will punish Leviathan, the slant serpent, and Leviathan, the tortuous serpent, and he will slay the dragon that is in the sea. Here speaks of reptilian beings, a snake, a Leviathan snake, and a dragon. It is impossible to have doubts about what type of beings referred to in the previous text. Every culture, since the most ancient, have sown within their sons and daughters a hatred against reptiles, especially towards snakes. These beings not only portrayed their reptilian culture, but also their symbols and emblems. If you are a fan of the ancient astronauts, the unknown and mystery, you will love to take a look at some cool stuff made for you. Just visit the official Hector Melo shop. You may find there items based on those characters that we love. The Anunnaki, the Alpha Centaurians, the Zeta Reticulans, the Pleiadians, the Orions, the Olympians, the Shivarus, and more. Please visit www.cafepress.com/shop/Hector Melo. Cool t-shirts, mugs, apparel, and more. www.cafepress.com/shop/Hector Melo. We read now in the Bible, Book of Numbers, chapter 21, verse 9. And Moses made a serpent of brass, and set it upon the pole. And it came to pass that if a serpent had bitten any man, when he looked unto the serpent of brass, he lived. This is the symbol described in the previous text. This is known as the caduceus symbol. This features two snakes winding around a winged pole. This emblem is seen even within medicine. Maybe this indicates the reptilians are the true fathers of medicine and genetics on Earth. Another ancient civilization that had a close encounter with reptilian beings were the Mayan. Recounts precisely the physical appearance of the gods they saw coming from the stars, as it is described in the Popol Vuh as follows. We read in the Popol Vuh the following. Their graphic names were feathered serpents. They are great sages. Feathered serpents who were great sages. Reptilian alien beings who possessed great wisdom. Probably refers to the cosmic knowledge these beings attempt to transmit to the Mesoamerican inhabitants. Another ancient civilization that contact with reptilian extraterrestrials are the Egyptians. We are going to show as follows several graphical evidence to prove the reptilian presence in ancient Egypt. Remember, subscribe to this channel, hit that button. Now we can continue. This picture displays two images. The image at the left side shows a straight-up reptilian being walking as a person. If you take a look now at the image at the right side, you can see clearly many reptilian beings. Some of them even have arms and hands. The same is holding certain containers. The ancient Egyptians not only knew these extraterrestrials were reptilians, but also interacted with such beings and learned from them too. Ancient Egyptians not only were visited by extraterrestrial reptilians, but also some of these were gods, pharaohs, and kings, even from pre-dynastic Egyptian era. This picture depicts Egyptian god Sobek. This is definitely a reptilian being. Notice this creature is the result of combining the genetic material of a crocodile with the ones of a humanoid. This explains why this ancient civilization has so much respect towards reptiles. This image depicts the Egyptian goddess Watjet as a snake with a solar disk. This is also spreading her wings. This art is located in the tomb of Nefertari. This is the representation of the Egyptian god Apep. This was the great serpent god of chaos in ancient Egyptian mythology, as he was depicted in the tomb of Ramses I. Notice this is a whole snake lacking of any humanoid features. Maybe this is the representation of the ancient serpent, or the first serpent, the source of every reptilian genetic material. Remember to follow us on our social media: XCOM, Instagram, Facebook, Twitch, TikTok, and Discord. Don't forget to follow. This picture depicts goddess Merceger. This creature has the body and torso of a humanoid being with the head of a cobra. Certainly another hybrid extraterrestrial produced by mixing the genes of a cobra and those of a humanoid. Now we show you a sarcophagus of Tausir. This one was discovered in the ruins of ancient city of Ibu. The sarcophagus shows drawings of hybrid creatures between humanoid beings and cobras. Pay close attention to the image on its right side. Notice that those reptilians display humankind features as any other reptilians. This picture is taken from the sculpture of god Kefri. Take a look at the two reptilian beings shown holding the huge disc. These creatures have arms, hands, and even fingers. This was certainly the misinterpretation of an extraterrestrial reptilian by the ancient Egyptians, thanks to the psychological aspect of ancient men. Another civilization from Antiquity that had contact with extraterrestrial reptilians are the Sumerians. We are going to show some art representing such as follows. These figurines depict the Anunnaki gods. Pay close attention to those features, especially their faces. They are clearly humanoids with the heads of reptiles. Hi, this is Hector. If you really want to help us to make this channel to grow, you may consider making a donation to the Truth Will Set You Free PayPal account, which is hmelo25@yahoo.com. Thank you. We really appreciate your contribution. Many researchers believe that in the past, reptilian ancient astronauts came to explore and conquer Earth, and maybe to take some of its resources as well. But also they sustain the theory that these reptilian beings also came with another genesis scientists that in the same way created intelligent life on Earth, inclusive intelligent reptilian life. Reptilians are more connected to humans than we think. Even though some scientists believe that terrestrial man comes from apes, others believe that early genetic material have as much components of reptilian genetic material as any other present inside this genetic code. There is a powerful evidence that may support this claim as follows. A very peculiar early human custom consists of going to a beach to lie down on a shore for tanning. We need to admit that according to our reality, this behavior has not any connection with primates like apes, since apes don't go to a beach for tanning, but another species of living creatures do it, as it is shown on the following picture. We have observed in multiple occasions reptiles beings such as iguanas, crocodiles, snakes, and other species of lizards doing exactly the same. They place themselves lying down on a stone or in the soil to warm up with the sun's rays, since reptiles have cold blood and need to heat up their body's temperature. The funniest thing is that you don't see primates as apes doing the same thing. If the early humanoid were actually linked to primates, why didn't they have reptilian habits? Indeed, planet Earth has been visited by extraterrestrial species known as the reptilians. This explains why we can find those beings in our ancient texts, art, and even culture. The visitation of reptilian beings to Earth is undeniable. They left all the knowledge and custom transfer to the early humans. Earth has been visited by extraterrestrial beings of the reptilian kind. The presence of these beings are very noticeable among the history of humanity. We can find such in ancient texts, and also their feats. Reptilians were inside of our history. Please comment below. Thanks for watching. The Truth Will Set You Free. See you next time.